Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Welcome to this video where we are talking about one of the most important topic from the economics and from the agriculture. You can also link this to the external sector also, that is imports and the exports. So let's begin. Before continuing with this video, I want you to hit the subscribe button and also press the bell icon so that you will not miss out on any update from the Legacy IAS. So, what is the topic for today? Today we are talking about edible oil imports. Okay. So, why is this in news? What is the context? Why are we even talking about the edible oil, especially imports? See, we are not talking about the production of the edible oil. Though in the video we will talk about the production, but the main important concern for us is not the production but the imports. Okay. So, let's look at this data. If you look at this data, you will know. Focus here at the end. 2022 and 23, 2022 and 23, quantity in million tons, we imported 16.47 million tons worth of edible oil. Look at this data. 2013-14 it was 11.62, 14, 15, 14, 13, 14 and 16. See, you can neglect these years because this was the time of COVID. So post-COVID 2022 and 23, India's edible oil imports have considerably shot up to 16.47 million tons. What is the worth? If you can look at this, 1,38,424 crore rupees. 1,38,424 crore. It is like 1.5 lakh crore rupees almost. That is the amount of edible oil that the India has just imported from the other countries. Okay, value in US dollars in billion, $16.65 billion. Correct. So this is about the oil imports. Look at this data, edible oil production, and let's compare what is the data with respect to imports and what is the data with respect to production. If you look at the imports, so production, let's say 78.02 lakh tons. Okay, this is not in million. 78.02 lakh tons worth in the year 2013 and 14. 2022-23 we have 103.35 lakh tons worth of edible oil that the India has produced. If you compare 103.35 here and 16.47 million tons here, it is very much evident the amount of edible oil that we have imported is considerably higher than the amount of edible oil that we have produced. Okay, so with respect to India's case, edible oil imports are actually greater than the production. Okay, this is one data that we can derive from the exam point of view. It is very much required for you to remember these numbers because you can use these numbers going forward if at all there is a question on edible oil, because there's a very important scheme that has been launched by the Indian government with respect to edible oil. Now, let's see what is the state of edible oil manufacturing in India. Where does India stand? Then look at this. India is the world's second largest consumer, which means there should be a first largest consumer. Who is the first largest consumer? Nothing but our big neighbor, China. So China is the first largest consumer of the edible oil. Okay, and India is the world's second largest consumer of the edible oil and number one importer of the vegetable oil, which means India is the second largest consumer but first largest importer of the edible oil. Okay, so look at the second point. Presently 2022 and 23 we're talking about the domestic production is very much less compared to the edible oil imports. That's what this says. Present rate of edible oil consumption in India surpasses the domestic production rate. Correct. So if we import, let's say 10 units of edible oil, we are just manufacturing 5 units or 6 units. That's what this actually means. India makes nearly 55 to 60% of its edible oil demand through imports, which means we are importing a lot of edible oil. Okay, that is the moral of the story, worth 1,34,000 crore rupees. Okay, so this is the state of edible oil in India. Then you might ask, why are we not producing a lot of edible oil? We could have produced. See, we are spending 1,34,000 crore rupees in just importing. Instead of doing that, we could have manufactured our own edible oil? Yes, we could have done it. That is the reason why, in order to boost the edible oil production, government has come out with some of the recent initiatives. And a very important initiative as a part of this is National Mission on Edible Oil and Oil Seeds and Palm. Okay, National Mission on Edible Oil and Oil Palm, NMEO and OP. A very important initiative taken by the Union government in order to boost the edible oil production in India. We'll talk about the disadvantages of this product also. See, the most important disadvantage of this product, this scheme, is that it promotes afforestation. Sorry, it promotes deforestation, which means you have to clear trees, you have to clear forests in order to make that particular land very much conducive for agriculture, that is plantation. Okay, so this edible oil scheme is something that is promoting deforestation, and this is one of the reasons why the economists and the environmentalists world over are not okay with boosting the edible oil production, because this comes, it's a very basically a plantation product. It's a very important plantation product. Okay, so this is something that is very, very important. It is proposed to have an additional 6.5 lakh hectares of palm oil by 2025 and 26. Okay, very, very important scheme, that is National Mission on Edible Oil and Oil Palm. Clear? Now, let's look at one important prelims question for today. What does the question say? If you look at this, consider the following statements asked in the year 2018. The quantity of imported edible oil is more than the domestic production of the edible oil in the last 5 years. This is what we have seen. Okay, from the first chart that we saw, we got to know, we understood that the edible oil production in India is considerably lesser compared to the edible oil imports. So if you look at this, the quantity of the imported edible oil is more than the domestic production of the edible oils in the last 5 years. Okay, correct statement. Look at the second statement. The government does not impose any customs duty on all the imported edible oils as a special case. See, this is something that is very unusual. For all the imports, we will have the customs duty coming into picture. Why will the edible oil not attract the customs duties? It will attract. Okay, so this is a wrong statement. So if you look at the question, which of the statements given above are correct? So if you look at this, we know that because the statement 1 is true, we can have statement 1, that is option A, as the correct answer. Okay, this is how you will have the questions from the current affairs, or also from the data points that are actually available in the newspaper. Most of the times you will overlook these data thinking that, okay, this is not important, UPSC will not ask data. See, here nowhere UPSC has asked data. UPSC has asked the analysis, which is very, very important. So I hope you have liked the video. If you have liked the video, hit the like button and also press the bell icon so that you will not miss out on any update from the Legacy IAS YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Thank you.